Today on Suncoast View, it's not just driving etiquette, it's the law. The left lane in Florida is for passing. We'll discuss.
And we're going to beat the heat with Movie Madness Monday. Our movie guy stops by to tell us about this month's new releases, and we'll talk about indie flicks right here on the Suncoast.
There's nothing I like more than a good murder mystery, and it's even better when it's live on stage in a musical at the Florida Studio Theater. We'll preview Murder for Two. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show and happy Monday.
Movie Madness Monday.
Yeah, you didn't like that one,
That's what I meant to say, yes.
Monday morning. I'm here to solve all your hot weather concerns,
Yes,
and Movie Madness is the way that we have figured out how to do it. But of course, as we start off a new work week, always good to hear what everybody was up to this weekend. And my favorite comment from Linda this morning was, well, Philippi Creek is still there, though I wondered. Now tell us why Philippi Creek was not going to be there, the restaurant.
Well, I have 14 people that are visiting. 4 of them are 9 and under, so pretty rowdy. So all 14 of us went to Philippi Creek last night. It was a madhouse at our table, long, loud, and there we all are.
Fun.
My stepdaughter Dana, her son Christopher, her husband Rick, my son Gary. We've got the kids. There's Kathy and Jason, and everybody was there. And I was walking outside, and there's the poor waitress. Ashley was wonderful. She had 4 little kids asking her for water and milk, and no, I wanted lemonade. And I walked the 5-year-old. We walked out to the creek, and we were looking in, and she said, "Oh, Grandmommy, don't fall in. You might die, and I love your popsicles."
It's good to know how you rate and why.
I'm going to stop on the way home and make sure I have more popsicles.
Yes, that's insurance right there.
Well, you are brave, and of course we know we have great restaurants here on the Suncoast, so nice that you're out visiting them all, and they think so too, despite what you're concerned about.
That's my dinner plan every night.
Yes.
Sounds good. Well, of course your family's in town for Linda's pre-birthday celebrations, because we'll be talking about her big birthday week.
When she says big.
It's a big one. It's a milestone.
Everybody says, oh, this is the big one. I'm turning 30. I'm turning 80.
That's a bigger one.
Have you ever known anybody that was that
fabulous.
old?
You're never what I thought an 80-year-old would be, and I hope that you take that as a compliment.
Oh, my children say
when
the
I
same thing. She's not really like an 80-year-old.
Oh, you know what? This is the happiest time of my life, because I can do anything and get away with it. They say, oh, she's just old.
And she does it on TV, which makes us happy.
Yes,
So it's all good. Well, we are excited to celebrate your milestone birthday with you. We actually have a milestone birthday in my house as well, and I'm not so excited about it because it makes me feel old. My daughter turned 18 this weekend, and I'm trying to figure out how and when that happened. She's salty because she claims she is the only one still home for the summer and has not gone off to start her life at college like everyone else has, and we're holding her back immensely. But
oh, she'll be gone forever, though. Although that's what I
Thanks,
thought about
Linda.
Cassie. Look at all the people in my house. They weren't gone forever.
They come back.
I know,
They
Linda's like
always
ready to
come
send
back.
some people away.
They
It's
come
amazing, and I know that I remember being 18 and ready to go, and it can't happen for her fast enough.
I
But it's like
remember too.
now you look back at that time and you think, I was living at my parents' house. I had
Right.
not yet gone fully into responsibility as an
Yes.
adult. If I could take back one of those months, I would love it.
You didn't have to decide what we're going to have for dinner. You didn't
No,
have to
or
make
how
any
you're going to
bets.
pay for it.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of lectures about that going on right now, but we're trying to have a good, fun summer, and hopefully everyone else is too. So fun to be celebrating lots of July birthdays this week. We're always happy to celebrate when our friend Faz is back in the kitchen from Blue Mangrove Grill. Welcome back. What are we making today?
Thank you. Good morning, guys. I hope you had a wonderful weekend.
Yes.
This morning, I'm going to be preparing a chicken piccata for you, and you should have enough time throughout the morning to go pick up the ingredients and get this ready, the dinner ready for tonight for the family.
Okay, good. A quick Monday meal, which we certainly appreciate.
We'll just come to your place.
Yeah. Linda's anti-cooking, but I'll give it a shot. So, all right, we're going to get those ingredient tricks coming up from Faz. Well, as if you don't have enough excitement in your house, you know the old phrase, who are you going to call? Ghostbusters? Well, Linda did call Ghostbusters. I need you to explain this story about what is happening in your home and why.
Well, Liz Reed has the Paranormal Society of Bradenton, and so she came over to my house, and of course I've got all of Bud's kids there. I've got Dana, his daughter, her husband. I've got Christopher, her grandson, and Kathy, and everybody. So Liz came over, and they had all this mechanical, technical, high-tech stuff, recorders, and they put things in every room. And my son is an electrical engineer, so he was watching all this very, very closely. So they tested to see if they could catch Bud's voice, if they could catch his presence.
To see if he moved with
If he's
you.
in there.
Okay.
Yes, to see if we brought, because we didn't want to move away and leave Bud, so we want to make sure he's there. So they did all, and she kept saying, oh, he really loves his family. Oh, there he is, there he is. So they're going to put all this stuff together and bring it back and tell us what they found.
Wow.
So I'll tell you guys as soon as I know.
Wow.
What we'll show, because they took video, and they were saying, oh, we see it, we see it. So they will, when they get all of this done, I gather it takes a good while to do it, then they will come back and tell us the results.
Oh, wow.
So I'll
very
tell you what we
exciting.
found.
Do the
Yes.
grandkids know that you are doing this? Are
Yeah,
they aware?
well, one grandkid was there. He's 27 and
Oh.
a nurse,
So he's not
he
gonna
can
lose
handle
sleep
it.
over
He
it. So
can
he's not
handle it.
scared.
But the younger ones weren't.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
We thought they might be scared.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
I might be scared. Just saying.
it wasn't really scary, and we had to do it in the daytime, so the kids were at camp.
Right.
But it wasn't really scary, and you know, if Bud stood there, I would not be scared of him. I would have a million questions, which is probably
Right.
why he wouldn't show up.
There's a lot going on in Linda's world,
Wow.
that is for sure. And we
But
couldn't
we'll
be
let you
happier.
know if
Okay,
Bud is
good.
there, if we found Bud.
All right, we look forward to the update on that for sure. It is time for our first hot topic. And after suffering a long hot weekend on busy Suncoast roads, Florida law enforcement has a reminder for all of us. State law says the left lane is for passing people. Even if you were driving the speed limit, even if you're driving above the speed limit, if another car approaches you from behind, Florida law says you must move out of the passing lane. Now, this is an age-old debate, of course, but it's the law. It says you have to move, and the reason is to keep the traffic flowing. And law enforcement apparently put out this big statement as after the 4th of July holiday simply because people believe that, you know, it's just the speeding lane.
It's for the fast
It's for the fast people. But the bottom line is if someone wants to go faster, you do have to move over. And I'll admit to being a little bit guilty of this. I drive endless amounts of miles a day on mostly I-75. And I mean, I drive fast enough. If I'm going 78, which is my typical speed, in the left lane, and I'm passing people, you could just wait till I'm done passing them when you drive 95 up on my rear. But actually, no, I am wrong. Now, I doubt they're going to pull you over for this, but the law is that you have to move. And the reason that you always give the fast person the right of way, law enforcement said, is simply to keep the flow going and to eliminate road rage. Because I sometimes enjoy the rage I see behind me
Yes.
when I refuse to move over. Because I thought if I was passing, you could just wait. But
See, and you don't cave to it or cower to it. I do. If I feel someone I see them in the rearview
Right.
mirror, and they're just giving me all different types
This
of fingers
starts
and
and-
looks, I can't take the pressure. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, fine. I got to get away
That's
from
what
you.
you're supposed to do.
I
Yeah.
can't. I
That's
feel them
what you're
breathing.
supposed to
I can't. I do too. I move over like a nice person, and then I say, "Okay, go on, speed. You're going to get killed
or caught. Or,
Right?
Yeah.
Now, if there is someone who's sitting in the left lane and they're going very slow and I can get around them in another lane, I will, and then I'll just give them the look as I drive.
Don't
like,
you know how to
Boy,
drive?
know.
that kills them,
I know.
Joey.
they're going to feel that when they get home. Yeah.
Well, left lane sitting is certainly not legal, but even if you are passing, if someone wants to go faster than you, you got to move over.
That is a good reminder.
Apparently, there's been some issues. There was a big statement put out after the weekend. So Americans are having fewer babies. The fertility rate has reached a record low for the second consecutive year. Now, initially, it was blamed on the recession, but this fertility number keeps falling even as we've climbed out of the economic downturn. A New York Times survey reports that millennials say they want more leisure time and personal freedom. Maybe they haven't found a partner yet, or they know they will not be able to afford childcare costs. Now, the amount of babies we have affects many other issues, including immigration, education, housing, the labor supply, and our social safety net. What if there aren't enough adults in 50 years because nobody's having babies now?
Oh, I think they'll have babies. I think this is Mother Nature's way of controlling things. When after a war, there'll be a tremendous number of babies
Yeah.
born.
Right.
And then when there's peacetime and people are having babies like crazy, the number slows down before we have too many children. So I think it's Mother Nature's way of balancing it out. Sometimes we take control on our own and mess things up, but I think it's just an overall balance that's going on.
Well, there's it's lifestyle cycles, I think, too. My parents had all of their children in the 70s, and their very good friends got married same year. My parents had the kids right away. their friends waited about 10 years, and they were traveling. So as my parents were like, staying home with little kids, their friends were traveling and having this whole lifestyle. Then as we were in our high school years, their friends' kids were home.
Right.
And so it was interesting that they're both like envying each other of their freedom, and then it comes later. So I think at this point, as people are waiting to start their careers, or they're starting new careers, waiting to go to school until they're a little older, it just makes sense.
I went both ways. I had one at 22 and one at 37.
You tried it each way. I think it just takes a little bit longer to get settled now financially. You're coming out of college with all sorts of debts and expenses that many of us didn't have as much of, because it's so much more expensive. Then it's taking longer to make higher wages, so if you settle all that before you go into child raising, you're going to be in your 30s.
And finding your spouse, finding your person, it seemed like it used to be right out of college. People are like, oh, I'm getting married. I got my degree and I'm getting married.
Boyfriend.
But now, no.
This is really going to make me look old. But I was already married and had a child when the pill came out. So people didn't have the choice they had
Sure,
about
that's a
when
good
to have
point.
children.
And they talk about that. I mean, this generation has every choice in the world. No one has to have a child unless they choose to.
And no one's going to look at you strange if you have a baby as you're, in your late 30s, early 40s
Absolutely
anymore.
not.
Where they used to, right?
Technology's made it very possible, so it's interesting. Well, we may be having fewer babies, but what about having fewer friends? Scientists have determined that our brains actually have a built-in number of connections that we can handle in our life. It's actually called Dunbar's number, and 150 friends is apparently all your brain can handle. They have also determined that there's a limit on our ties to places we go. Our brain typically tracks about 25 places. So even if you think you're going to go out and try new restaurants all the time, your brain will battle you to go back to what is comfortable.
My brain likes to go a lot of different places.
I could see that about you.
It doesn't want to stay there necessarily, but it likes to go and look. That's interesting about the friends, though. I've got to look at my Christmas card list and see how
where
many
it
friends
is.
I have.
I'm not sure that I think either of the three of us, any of the three of us, are a good example of this, because I think we're all fairly risk-taking, outgoing about exploring.
We've also lived in different cities for extended periods of time, so I think we don't lose our friends from our older places we lived, but we certainly don't keep them. I still don't keep everybody as close as I did.
You would think you would.
But when I see them, like your friends, when you see them, when you get together, it's like we pick right up where we left off.
Right, right. Well, like Bobette, when she left, we were heartbroken, and we said, okay, you've got to come back every weekend. You've got to come back. Okay, you've got to come back once a month. And she hasn't been back yet. And
but we don't blame her. She's busy.
But things happen.
Right.
I still feel just as strongly about her as I did.
Yes.
Well, and if she showed up next weekend, we would
She's
be
a sister.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
It would be right
yeah.
where we left off.
Which is nice, and I think that you keep those people. Same thing.
In your heart.
Yeah. If you're gonna be if you're gonna be constantly upset with me because I don't call you every day, even though we don't live in the same place anymore,
you're not one of the 125.
We're probably not gonna get along well. Yeah.
Because you have to understand.
It's those friends you pick right back up with.
Those are the best kind to have. So the National Yo-Yo Contest just wrapped up in Chicago, and it involved way more than just a successful walk the dog. This 22-year-old from Honolulu won with an insane routine set to Leonard Skinnard. He advances to the World Yo-Yo Championship in Shanghai in August. He actually finished 6th in the world last year. He did win in the U.S., so he's going back to try again for Worlds. He has been yo-yoing since age 1.
Wow.
That's amazing. I can't even make the dang thing go up and down.
I think it's starting at a young age, honestly, because I tried to master the yo-yo a couple of years ago because I was going to take a job where I taught kids in schools using yo-yos. They sent me the yo-yos so I could practice as part of my interview, and I'm here.
It's hard. Well, my first news director here, Julie Ford, had been a national yo-yo champion.
Really?
So before she became a news producer and a news director, she was a yo-yo champion and went all over the world really demonstrating.
Did you ever do it as a kid?
I did. I wasn't very good at it.
No, I was never very good
So
either.
it's a part of your brain we don't have,
The tricks
I guess.
have gotten harder, too. It used to just be
Apparently.
get it to come back up.
All right, well, there's a couple things we are good at, and that's checking out area theater companies. So after our forecast, we're going to check out Florida Studio Theater. They're going to bring us Murder for Two.
We look for a mix of sun and clouds today with more sun than clouds. And as we head into the afternoon, maybe an isolated shower or two, but only isolated. Rain chance today less than it has been over the course of the last few days. We'll watch Chris, a spinning tropical cyclone, perhaps strengthen later this afternoon, and in any event draw down some drier air over the next several days on a northeasterly wind flow for parts of north and north central Florida. That could limit the number of rain showers that they see starting tomorrow. But for today, there's plenty of moisture to support numerous showers for central Florida. For us, a little bit of drier air is in place, and that will limit the number of storms that we get to only isolated storms. We'll have better rain chances by midweek as we get a little tropical moisture working its way in. For boaters today, northwest wind at about 10 knots should make for a beautiful boating day, light chop 2-foot seas. And the forecast calls for a daytime high of about 92 with limited to isolated showers this afternoon.
Here's something that combines two of my greatest loves, a live on-stage musical about murder. Florida Studio Theater presents the award-winning off-Broadway hit Murder for Two. And the two performers from the show, Paul Helm and Kyle Branzell, are here to tell us how murder can be funny and how you can make a musical about this situation.
That's right.
What's so funny about murder? Come on, guys.
Right. What isn't funny about murder?
If you're the victim, it's hard to laugh.
That's right. That's right. No, it's such a fun, rollicking, fun, farcical time. We're solving a murder mystery between the two of us, but we like to say it's mostly about the fun that we have along the way and the partnership that we create on stage.
What's the plot?
Well, one of my characters, I play about 10 different characters in the show. One of my characters, Dahlia Whitney, you can see her right there, her husband has just passed away. In the very beginning of the show, he gets shot, and then we're trying to figure out who done it. And I'm also sort of throwing Paul, who is the detective, I'm sort of throwing him red herrings along the way. And
absolutely. And Marcus, the character I play, he is technically an officer, but he goes in thinking he can be the detective and solve this crime. So most of the show he goes as I am the detective and I'm here to solve the mystery, blah, blah, blah. But you have to just see what happens in the end.
Now, I was told the piano is sort of a character on its own.
Oh yeah,
That's
for sure.
right.
It's our orchestra, and we were talking about it earlier that you know, it's essential that it's an effortless part of the show. You know, there's scenes where Kyle is explaining things to me as I'm playing the piano or underscoring his dialogue or his song, and you need actors who that's second nature for them because it takes the audience out of it if you're focusing so much on the music. But here, it's just like I said, it's part of the show. It's part of our bodies. It's in our blood. Yeah, the piano is probably a huge component of the show.
Okay, what could possibly go wrong in a play like this, right?
That's right.
Yeah, you never know. As long as our pianos has power, we're good to go. So.
Oh, we're not famous for our powerful pianos in the studio, so we're so glad you brought your own.
Yay.
Okay, set up what we're going to hear.
Okay, one of my characters is Dr. Griff. He's an 80-year-old psychiatrist. He's kind of a low talker like this. And it turns out that he and Marcus have a past relationship. Marcus was a client of his, a patient. And all Dr. Griff wants in his life is a friend. And he wants to sing a friendship song.
Oh,
with
we want to
Marcus.
hear that. So while you're getting over to join them, we want to tell you that Murder for Two is at the Florida Studio Theater through July 29th. Go to floridastudiotheater.org and take it away, guys.
Well, Dr. Griff, why don't you just tell me who said, "I'm going to kill Arthur Whitney"?
I only reveal secrets during friendship songs.
Oh, do you? When I'm meeting some resistance, there's no doubt I'll find assistance with a friend like you. When a case is getting messy and I'm feeling SOS, your support will pull me through. Murder never seems alarming when my arm is arm in arming with a pal who's always true. Sure, the plot is bound to thicken, but my pulse will never quicken, 'cause I'm sticking with a friend like you.
You're only saying that to get me to talk.
No, every bone of mine could shatter, but it really wouldn't matter with a friend like you.
I'm listening.
Violent death can be a doozy, but my songs are never bluesy, 'cause with you, I can't stay blue.
I wanna believe.
Sure, the killer could defeat me, knock me down and start to beat me, but I'll laugh until they're through. 'Cause I won't be getting testy while I'm just in with my bestie. Yeah, I'm blessed to have a friend like you.
For true?
Yep. A friend won't ever leave you hanging when the day brings stress. A friend says yes, 'cause a secret is swell when you never don't tell. So if trouble should destroy me, it won't bother or annoy me.
With a friend like me.
You, us, there's no need to drown in sorrow if your legs should break tomorrow, 'cause for you, I'd break mine too.
I love you. No dilemma will dissuade you with your chum around to aid you.
And to help me crack each clue.
We'll be BFFs forever.
That's redundant, but whatever. I'm so glad to have a friend like you.
Okay, I'll tell ya.
Glad to have a friend like you. I'm glad to hear it. Glad to have a friend like your big secret, Dr. Griff.
After the big finish, buddy.
A 1, a 2, 3, yeah!
Oh, wow, they're awesome. Murder for Two at the Florida Studio Theater through July 29th. For more information and tickets, go to floridastudiotheater.org. Next, we're talking summer movies that you can catch here on the Suncoast.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
I'll be right back. Hi! You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
Temperatures are in the 90s. It storms randomly every day. Ooh, the Suncoast in the summer is no easy place to hang out. So rather than letting it drive you mad, we have some Monday movie madness. And we're going to start with a local favorite. These are all films that are showing at Burns Court Cinema. So Linda, I know you saw RBG.
Yes, about Ruth Ginsburg.
Yes.
My daughter is with the Sarasota Association of Women Lawyers, and she said, "Oh, you want to come see this documentary about a Supreme Court justice?" And I said, "Oh boy, this sounds educational," but it was hilarious. You are looking into the heart of a real life person today. She is so focused on her career, so focused on getting rights for women, but she has a wonderful love story. She and her husband Marty just had a wonderful love together, and he was a top tax attorney in New York, but he took care of the kids, he did the cooking, and you can just see her no matter what happens. She's not loud, she is just determined to make these things happen, and she never sways away from it. So it is just a movie about how to accomplish things, how you can change the world quietly, one step at a time. And her grandchildren, I love this, they love her. And they said, she's so famous, you know, let's write down every funny thing she says, so we'll start a book. So they started a book with Grandma's Funny Sayings. So far it's been several years and they don't have a single thing in there. And she said, well, I'm not funny, I'm sober, I'm very somber, but she really enjoys life. She loves watching herself portrayed on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, wow.
So you just walk out and think, I have seen a wonderful human being.
Oh, good. And I like that you went in there, maybe not necessarily buying in that you'd enjoy it, but you did. You came back and were
yes, it's
very
one of
vocal
the, it's
about it.
probably the best thing I've seen this year.
That's great. And I believe, too, it's based on a book that Bookstore One had talked about. So there is a good tie-in, too, for the Suncoast. I'm also playing at Burns Court is Hearts Beat Loud. So we couldn't get into RBG. So we went to see Hearts Beat Loud. It is Nick Offerman plays a dad who owns a record store in Brooklyn, and his daughter, Steph, I thought of you, the daughter's about to go off to college for the first time.
Oh.
They bond by writing songs together. And so it's really a sweet movie about a father and a daughter just trying to connect as adults. It was very sweet, and it's interesting to see him. He normally plays these gruff characters on Parks and Rec, and he's a big sweetheart in this movie. Ted Danson's in it, Toni Collette. So I recommend this. Hearts Beat Loud was a great film. And also, everyone's talking about the Mr. Rogers movie, Won't You Be My Neighbor? I know our movie guy Matt talked to us about it. It's doing very well at Burns Court, very touching. And even people I've heard that have said they didn't necessarily have a strong memory of watching it as a kid, see this film and are leaving in tears. So I did hear bring tissues for this movie. So these are all great options, and you can find all of these right here at a local theater at Burns Court. So for showtimes, more Suncoast movie information, you can go to filmsociety.org. That's where you can find out where they're playing at Burns Court. All right, coming up next, we're going to get our expert in here, our movie guy Matt, to bring more Monday Movie Madness.
Oh, good.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Stay connected to your clients and new customers using ABC7 Digital Media Services. Our team of professionals provide a wide array of digital services to help you get the most out of your website. We specialize in building and helping you maintain the most effective digital solutions for your business. It's vital that your online presence stands out, so our experts will equip you with the best resources available. Trust ABC7 Digital Media Services to give you the right tools to grow your business. You now have the power to prioritize your Facebook feed and get local news and information from the team you trust. Go to the ABC7 Sarasota page on Facebook. Give us a like, then click following and choose See First. That's it. Customize even more by choosing notifications. Choose breaking news, posts, live videos, anything you want to see in real time. Take control of your newsfeed and stay connected to what's happening in your community with ABC7 on Facebook.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
Selfless service is the principle that guides Army National Guard soldiers to be ready whenever disaster strikes. They have a stake in the well-being of the neighborhoods where they live and work. They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times. Selfless service. It's what inspires the men and women of the Army National Guard to be part of something greater than themselves. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more.
Me, pick me. Oh, come on, man. Oh man, I love technology. Hey, yo, check out my new phone. Look at this right here. For years, the DeSoto Club has needed improvements. Join me and Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County as we raise money to build a brand new facility. It will be bigger and better, just like it was 40 years ago when I attended. Invest in kids, build great futures.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Faz from Blue Mangrove Grill. And Faz, I know you have some specials on many nights of the week. Tell us what's up on Monday night.
Tonight we have all-you-can-eat fried shrimp, which is wonderful. It's really, really good. You can sit back and relax on our patio, and we have our misters going, fans are going, so it's nice and comfortable, really is. And also on Wednesdays, we have our twin lobster tail. 6-ounce broiled lobster tails with 2 sides for $24. So
all right,
please come down. It's a lot of fun.
Some great deals and the best patio on the Suncoast. So
Thank
we
you.
look forward to being out there. So summer's no doubt heating up. So are the big movie studio releases. So we'll add our producer and movie guy, Matthew Lydell, to our Monday Movie Madness with his picks on the big and small screens for the summer. Welcome to our fun.
Thank you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It
All right,
never stops.
So the big one over the weekend, Ant-Man.
Yeah, the second Ant-Man movie, Ant-Man and the Wasp, was over the weekend. And honestly, I just don't care about Marvel movies usually. I don't know why I'm not a superhero guy, but the last...
Because they aren't real.
Well, that's true.
Maybe that's it.
That's never stopped me. But no, I really liked the last Avengers movie way more than I thought I would. So I was like, I'm going to have to see Ant-Man now, I guess. So I didn't get a chance to see it over the weekend, so I'll see it eventually. But
Do you know if we had to have seen the first one?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
The whole crux of this movie is one of the people who was in his team, who's played by Evangeline Lilly, is the Wasp. She's a new hero who has now sort of gone from just being a partner to actually being like the other part of this duo. And it's also, from what I understand, it's taking place like during the other Avengers movie that was like 2 months earlier. So it's like it has references to that, but it's like kind of taking place concurrent to that.
Well, definitely one of the big box office previews of the summer. So that is now out if you're looking for something to do there. All right, one I'm anxiously awaiting for, and I think I have 2 more weeks, Mamma Mia 2.
Oh, yes, it's back. And I think we have a clip, so we should probably just hear some of the music. You know, that'll speak for itself.
That music.
I have never felt closer to Mom. I'm in the exact same place that she was all those years ago. I never did ask you guys, what happened when you met my mother?
Here I go again. My, how can I resist you?
Yeah, so it's been a little bit of time since the first Mamma Mia. I think that was like 2006 or something like that.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
And yeah, so they're going to be going a little bit back in time to Meryl Streep's character when she was growing up and how she met everybody else in the cast. And yeah, so it's, you know, same music, same everything. It's probably going to be a big hit.
Does the daughter get pregnant and have a baby?
Yeah, so actually that's the whole thing is she is pregnant and she is learning all about her mom's pregnancy with her. So she's experiencing her story as she's experiencing
Does she
herself.
know who the dad is?
I think she does,
Oh,
yes.
okay. That would be a twist because the first one doesn't know.
This is going to be a mom and daughter.
I agree,
I
You're
think
going to
she
need
does
to
this
go.
time,
I'm going to take my daughter. We're going to go. All right, so if it's raining and too nasty to get to the movie theater, you've got picks on TV.
Yeah, I wanted to cheat a little bit and actually throw in something on TV, but also because I know that you were actually talking about this in the office a couple days ago, is Sharp Objects on HBO, which is the new miniseries that is based on the book from the author of Gone Girl, Gillian Flynn.
Oh.
And so I think it's 8 episodes. It's an 8-episode miniseries with Amy Adams. She is a journalist coming back to her hometown after there was a murder, and she not only is coming to grips with that murder, but also coming to grips with some things that she sort of left behind in that town. So I remember, I think you said that you read it, or that you've read a lot of her other novels.
Yeah, I have
yeah.
read it. Gone Girl was great. Many of us saw the movie Gone Girl, which was also great. So if you like that, I would think this is going to be something
Yeah,
to
and
watch.
it's actually a lot of the people who were involved with Big Little Lies last year.
Great. Which
are
we're
involved with
anxiously
this as
awaiting
well.
for number 2.
Yeah. So they were involved in this as well. So if you like that, also another reason to check it out.
Well, and on social media and stuff, I'm seeing so many posts about, I need a series, I need something to watch. You know, we're in that lull, so it's good that that's
and
a
it's also
series.
great because it's short. It's just going to be 8 episodes, and then, you know, no commitment. Like, you're not going to have to keep coming back over and over for that. So yeah, definitely.
Okay, tell us about Sorry to Bother You.
Yeah, Sorry to Bother You got a lot of attention kind of around some of festivals earlier this year. A lot of attention in the same vein as Get Out, in that it was taking kind of a tried and true genre. That was horror. This is kind of using a bit of a science fiction thing, but using a very political and racially focused story to drive it and make something fresh out of it. Lake Stanfield, who was actually in Get Out, is playing this guy who is getting into telemarketing and is not finding a success, and Danny Glover tells him he has to find a new voice, and he sort of creates a voice that sounds more white, and he becomes more successful because of this alter ego he's created, and he starts rising up the ranks in this business and discovers something very unusual at the top. There's a lot of other people in the movie. Armie Hammer is in it, Tessa Thompson, who is doing great, and a ton of other people. So really interesting. It's in limited theaters right now, but it's been getting a whole lot of buzz for just being totally fresh, totally unique. And I think anybody who's interested in Get Out and a lot of movies like that last year will find something in this. It's going to be different from typical kind of summer movie fare.
Okay.
So is it good job of describing a movie that I know is very hard to describe.
Is it scary? Get Out was scary.
No, it's not like a horror movie like that was, but it's science fiction sort of. A lot of people's been saying it's more like satire. It's definitely built off of sort of like social commentary and a lot of like how he's, you know, working in sort of the business world and everything. So using that sort of weird structure, I mean, people have been saying like the way it looks, the way it moves is so strange, but that it's using it to really drive home a point.
Yes. All right, well, the next one is a little bit more familiar, but the boys need an action movie. You know, we got all these cooped up kids with this weather. Give us the summer action.
Yes, so there's the new Mission Impossible movie, which was weird for me to realize they've been going on for like 22 years now, which is like way longer than the TV show that inspired the movie, and they keep bringing Tom Cruise back. So this was actually, I kind of feel like they keep getting better. This one is being done by the same writer and director who did the last one, Christopher McQuarrie, and there's like a lot of talent behind the camera, a great cinematographer, and I kind of am expecting actually a lot out of this. A lot of early buzz has been saying that it's really solid, and I think as far as if you want like an action movie, this is kind of like, this is really slick, well-produced, and this is going to be maybe like a smarter action movie compared to a lot of the other things that are out this year.
All right, well, we are popular with
We'll
those
go to
of
the
summer.
smarter one.
All right, and then families.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring up a family movie, and there is Christopher Robin coming up from Disney. Ewan McGregor is playing a grown-up Christopher Robin, and he comes back to the 100-Acre Woods and meets Winnie the Pooh and all the other characters. It sounds, the way it's kind of be done, a little bit like the Hook with Robin Williams.
So maybe older grade school kids?
Well, what I think is younger kids will be interested because it's these characters, but maybe older kids or even adults will be interested because it's somebody older in that role, and it's kind of like a nostalgic look
Looking back
He's coming,
into childhood.
Exactly, yeah. So I think they'll be interested in that.
Okay, that sounds good, and that one's coming out in August. All right, something for everybody at the theaters. Again, you'll see Sorry to Bother You, Mamma Mia, Mission Impossible, and Christopher Robin, all either out now or coming out within the next few weeks. And remember, to keep up with everything that Matt is talking about, you can find a recap of these films and any others you've missed this year on our website, suncoastview.com. And of course, there's lots of Matt's movie picks there. Coming up next, we're going to check back and find out what some of our previous Suncoast View guests are up to.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Ray Collins. We'll learn later on today about President Trump's choice for the U.S. Supreme Court. He's down to a final 4 list of nominees, with the finalists revealed tonight in a primetime event. We'll also learn tonight if Sarasota City Commissioners will agree to raise the tax rate. Opponents say the city is already receiving hundreds of millions of dollars of new money due to higher property values. Here's the Monday forecast now from John Scalzi.
So today, a little bit of drier air in place will limit the number of showers that we get. To the north of us, there'll be numerous showers and thunderstorms in parts of North Florida, the Panhandle, and Central Florida as well. If you're traveling today to Orlando, there's going to be lots of thunderstorm activity around. Now, some drier air will eventually work down around Chris, which is spinning around off the mid-Atlantic coast, and that could limit the number of storms they see then. For us, about a 20% chance of rain.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
SoClean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila, sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
So, how many of us feel completely confident about our financial future? Let's hear some specifics. Yes, go ahead.
I don't want to be a burden to my kids. When my husband died, it took almost all of our savings to give him a proper funeral. I honestly don't know if there's enough to bury me, let alone cover expenses should something happen.
Okay. Let's talk solutions. One thing you may want to get in place is a guaranteed whole life insurance policy from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, which is a Mutual of Omaha company. This is affordable coverage, which provides a cash payment which can cover funeral expenses, bills, and other financial needs. Most payments are on their way within 24 hours. Yes, sir.
I need medical exams, things like that.
No medical exams. If you're between the ages of 45 and 85, you can call this number, or you can go online and apply for coverage up to $25,000. United of Omaha Guaranteed Whole Life Insurance. Call or go online now.
Get breaking news, plus first alert weather and traffic focused on where you live. Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
Well, we have the honor of meeting and bringing to you some incredibly interesting and talented people right here on the Suncoast. It's always fun for us to actually follow up with them and share what they have accomplished since we met them here in our studios. So earlier this spring, Miss DeSoto Heritage, Lauren Nielsen, we caught up with her as she prepared to compete in the Miss Florida pageant. Well, we have good news. Here's an update from the pageant. Lauren won her preliminary rounds in lifestyle and fitness and in talent. As you may remember, she's a very accomplished singer.
Yes.
And she placed second runner-up overall.
Wow.
Out of 40 young women competing, she was in the top 5 as second runner-up. And she has told us that feeling honored is just an understatement. So always nice. Yeah. Sarasota girl, very involved in local arts, done many shows at the different community theaters, a beautiful singer, and she works with a lot of the youth in the area.
We're so proud of her.
Yes, so great. Good for you, Lauren. We are very happy, and we're still watching you. We also had the opportunity to meet another group of ladies, fantastic, very inspiring women, Survivors in Sync. This is a Sarasota group of breast cancer survivors who paddled together in the dragon boat races. So when they had the big festival at Benderson, they stopped by to give us some lessons in how we could work as a team. Let's take a look.
So the position one is called the setup.
So you're reaching, your arms are straight, you're big, you're leaned forward, your back is rotated to the water, beautiful, and your paddle is at a positive angle, just like that. Great.
Positive angle meaning going forward?
Exactly, just how you have it.
Okay.
We choke down just a little bit on the blade so you get as much leverage as possible. Right. So you're going to set your arms, you're going to keep them, I hate to say lock, but let's say set. So you're going to put this hand up a little bit more, you're going to straighten it out. Exactly, just like that. Okay, so the second thing that you do is called the catch. That's when you're going to lower your body and your arms a little bit, and that's when you're going to grab the water. So you want to do that before you press. The press, you pull back, you're pressing down with the top hand, and you're pressing the water down, lifting the boat up, and you're pulling it back to your hip, just like that. You want to stay forward, facing forward. You want your shoulders square at the end of your stroke, right? Your top hand is up here because you want to keep that paddle positive, right? Okay, perfect. So that's the end of your stroke. Now you're coming into the recovery, what we call the recovery. This is where you relax. It's a nanosecond of relaxation. But you want to take full advantage of that moment, right? So that's position 4, and then you go back to position 1 at the catch. Right. Okay, so
this is a intricate sport.
It is. We're constantly fine tuning. You never get it.
Can we try to find a rhythm? Like, let's give it a try and see if we can do it.
Okay, so Pat is going to be the stroke.
Okay.
And you're going to follow her. So go.
Oh man.
And that happens in dragon boating.
And then you just keep going after you click?
Exactly.
Now, I will tell you the most important thing that I have learned is that it is not rowing. In fact, the team joked with us before that when you say rowing, you have to put $1 into the paddle jar. So I already owe you a significant amount of money.
We're not very in sync, but they are.
Yes, what a great, inspiring group of women. And we are actually happy to report that they have competed in a huge festival in Florence, Italy. This is part of the 5th International Breast Cancer Paddlers Dragon Boat Festival.
They should have taken me to hold the head.
Exactly.
I was a good head holder.
Oh, look at that.
So our Suncoast women, this team, they joined 4,000 participants from 6 different continents, all breast cancer survivors.
Wow.
And you may remember that this huge festival was actually held at Nathan Benderson Park back in 2014.
How great for them.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to checking in with them when they get back. I know they've been there this weekend, and a little time change, so we'll have to check in with them. But very, very inspiring to meet.
Oh, it is. And if you happen to have breast cancer, how inspiring to watch them and see what you have in your future.
Yes.
Absolutely. They ranged in age from 40s to 80s, and they all are in different stages of treatment and recovery, but they have each other.
Yes,
and
and
the
I
fact
remember
that they're traveling and doing all that.
One of the things that I remember them saying was it was nice to be with a group of ladies who all were experiencing the same thing.
Yes.
So we love to meet and share great people doing great things here on the Suncoast. If you have a segment idea, someone you know you'd like us to know, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or send us an email. And speaking of email, we're going to open up one of your viewer comments when we come back.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses.
You heard how loud I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon? You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now, we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos, to use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish. In your face, in your face.
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Well, we got an email from Sharon. Sharon wrote, "We miss watching your show at 4 p.m. It has been our happy hour tradition since you started." Well, Sharon, thank you for writing in. You're not alone, Sharon. We've heard from a few of our viewers who said that 9 a.m. might be a little too early for them. Luckily, we have some options. So if you would still like to catch us on your own time in the afternoon, you can find us on our app, on the My Suncoast app, which you can find on your mobile phone or on your iPad. And Linda, I wanted to show you how easy it is to find yourself. So all you have to do is download the app for free. This is exactly what it looks like. So you're looking at my iPad screen right now. All of our existing segments and our most recent shows are right here online.
Oh, I
and
love
this is all for free.
I'll watch.
Yes.
I never get to watch. This would be great.
And you can also find us by downloading Apple TV, our app on there, Roku, Amazon Fire. You can find the entire show, all of our segments, past and most recent, and watch on your own time. So I hope we catch you again, Sharon. You can still see us in the afternoon. All right, you can find us next in the kitchen with Blue Mangrove Grill.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Good morning, I'm Stephanie Webb. Coming up today at noon, the latest on that dramatic Thailand cave rescue. After one boy was brought out this morning, we're going to have the latest. And a scam alert to tell you about, how it mimics a call from law enforcement. We'll have the details. Right now, let's check in with First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
Lots of sunshine to start your day. We have some drier area in place where to limit the number of storms that we see a little later on this afternoon. To the north of us, of course, a spinning area of low pressure, that is Chris. Chris will continue to draw down a northerly wind for us today. That will eventually limit the number of storms that we see in North Florida. But for today, it's going to be widespread shower and thunderstorm activity there. Most of our storms will occur in inland areas, and so we see a daytime high that doesn't get much relief with a little bit of cooling rain showers. All we see is a temperature of about 92 with a 20% rain chance.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system can make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now SoClean.com has released the world's first and only automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs. Try So Clean now through this special TV offer free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
My health has improved. It's simple to use, and I'm not worried about infections.
So Clean works on all CPAP machines and popular masks, destroying CPAP bacteria, viruses, and germs without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and in just minutes, voila, sanitized and ready to use. Try So Clean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398, or visit SoClean.com today.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
Find out first at 4 with ABC 7 News at 4. Weekdays on ABC 7.
Coming up Tuesday morning at 9 on Suncoast Views. Some of the funniest improv comedians are here on the Suncoast this week. We'll meet a few of the performers from the Sarasota Improv Festival. We'll get a workout from F45 Training. That's a brand new fitness program opening up in downtown Sarasota. Plus, we'll meet some local teachers returning from a project in South Africa. And the Spice and Tea Exchange joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We are here with Faz from Blue Mangrove Grill. What are we making, Faz?
Today we're going to be making chicken piccata.
Oh, yes.
So it's kind of like a little early this morning, but we're going to do this. It's going to be a lot of fun. What we have is a chicken breast here that Linda's going to help me to slice it. And we talked about
Like this?
Yes, please. On an angle.
Am I doing it starting right?
Yes, ma'am. You're doing perfect.
So is this as opposed to buying cutlets? You can
Buying
slice them
cutlets,
yourself?
you can do it yourself. And a lot of people tend to take the chicken breast. Yes, perfect. And they tend to take the chicken breast and start pounding it.
Right.
And you put a lot of holes in it, you might dry the chicken up. So by slicing it nice and thin like this, it works perfect.
Oh, and it cooks quicker too
Yes.
if you're in a hurry.
Rolling at an angle.
Yeah, just
All right,
very
I
simple.
like that.
And lower calorie,
And
because
as
you
you can
aren't
see,
eating
I
so
already
much.
have some frying in a pan
Yep,
for us.
sauteing up.
So now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make the piccata sauce. So what I have is a little bit of olive oil, and of course I always like to use my herb butter that we talked about before.
Yum.
But you can use regular butter. You don't have to use herb butter. So we'll just add a little bit of this to the pan.
Okay.
And then I have some fresh garlic. And this is really preference on how much garlic you like. But I usually like to add about a tablespoon of garlic in there.
Okay.
Because we do have a good amount of chicken. And just will let this go a little bit. And a lot of times people like to dump lemon juice in it. What I like to do is actually take lemon wedges and throw them in there.
Oh, okay.
That just gives it a little extra flavor, believe it or not. So we'll stir that up. And then we have our capers. Again, this is preference to taste, however you like. I like a lot. So we're just going to put a little extra in there.
Yeah. And that kind of gives it a brinier taste?
Yes, it does. And so while this, just give it about 2-3 minutes, let the capers pop a little bit, and obviously the garlic's sweating. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add our wine to this, okay?
Okay.
So we'll just take a little bit of wine, add to the corner of it.
What kind of wine?
White wine, any kind of white wine.
Whatever's
that you have at
left
home.
in the fridge.
There you go.
Is there ever any left in the fridge?
Whatever's left over, right. and so a lot of times people also like to add flour to this to thicken it up a little bit. I don't, because I think the chicken already has flour on it, so it's not necessary to make it too floury.
So it'll thicken when we put the chicken breast.
This has got a lot of flour.
And so while this is going, we're going to add a little bit of chicken stock to this.
Fresh, I see. Yum, yum. That makes a difference.
And so this is just going to simmer for a minute, and then what we're going to do at this point, transfer this chicken over to this side.
Okay.
And we're just going to let everything cook together.
Yum.
It looks
The
delicious.
lemon flavor is amazing. So this is a good quick weeknight dinner. If we
Very easy.
Can't get out to visit you at the restaurant, we can put this together quickly.
That's right. You can do this at home real quick. So we're actually just going to let this simmer for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then we're going to plate it.
Okay.
So, and it's you're all done. This is the easiest meal that you can make on a Monday night
I
at home.
love that. Well, and
or you
especially,
can come to Blue Mangrove.
and you might be able to do the chicken ahead of time earlier in the day
Absolutely.
and
You
set it
can
aside,
slice it.
and then
Sure,
just put the
sure.
sauce together at the end. Because it's that when you put it all together time of night that's the hardest.
When you had a busy weekend and it's Monday and you want to come home and you just want something simple, here you go, you have it.
And in Linda's case, that would be a phone call to you. So.
And then what we do is we actually serve this over angel hair pasta. That's
Okay,
what
good.
I like because
Yeah.
angel hair tends to collect a lot of that flavor in it, and then it's easier to eat too. So, you know, something a little different.
Sure, you put some fresh vegetables with it, make a
Yeah,
little salad,
yeah.
and suddenly you've got
So-
a homemade dinner very, very quickly.
Yeah,
so
it's
a
very
great
easy.
idea. Put chicken piccata on the menu
That's
list
right.
for the week. Not too many ingredients and easy to put together, or just plan on going to visit Faz at Blue Mangrove Grill.
More than
and
welcome to
You'll
anytime.
get the gorgeous, gorgeous view out there of the water and misters and fans to make it Florida friendly. So
Oh, sure.
We absolutely love that. All right, well, we're off to a great start for the week. So great to see everybody and get going. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with starting with a good meal early in the day.
there you go.
All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day and be sure to take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view. We'll see you tomorrow.